really excited. This will be the second time I've seen Justin Amash speak. The first time was at the Ron Paul presidential rally. I've been a huge supporter of Justin Amash. I mean, he is so constitutionally sound, very principled, very honest. He tries to never miss a vote. He's only missed one vote, and he was so torn up about that. I mean, there is so much controversy over everything he's saying right now with the Trump impeachment. I'm just coming with an open mind. Obviously, I'm a huge supporter of his, so I'm there to just support liberty. And I'm really, really interested to hear what he has to say and to see what the crowd has to say. I just arrived. It's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of cars here already. It's just about 5 o'clock. Town hall does not start until 5:30. So I'm going to get inside, get a seat, and I will show you all what happens.
He said, this is your job. You may not be doing something.
Driving home, and my windshield is dirty. Let's fix that. Well, that didn't really fix that very much now, did it? I really love Grand Rapids. Honestly, I would move here. But wow, I just wanted to give you all some of my initial reactions from the town hall. I got to sit in the 5th row, so I mean, that was amazing. The first 2 rows were empty, probably due to security reasons, and then there were like empty seats in front of me. I had the best view ever, you guys. Seriously, it was like being almost front row at a concert. But Justin Amash is just such a great guy. I mean, the moment he walked in the room, his presence, he was so relaxed, calm, shaking people's hands. And it went until 7:30, and he just truly cares. There were points where I almost wanted to cry because he was talking about liberty, kindness, love, and these are all topics that I truly believe in and I want so badly, and so does he. I met some amazing people while I was at the town hall. I met MJ, our social media awesome girl, and I met other people that I didn't know. There's this older man that I was talking to, probably in his 70s, and he was talking about how he's worried about the next generation, you know, that we're getting away from liberty. And I said to him, don't worry, it'll be okay. I said, there are a lot of young freedom fighters, and it'll be okay. I truly believe that we have the power and we can energize ourselves to motivate others to believe in liberty. Just like during 2012, during 2008, when Ron Paul was running for president, when I felt that energy, we can feel that again. I also met some other people who were members of the Libertarian Party. They were trying to get me to come back to the Libertarian Party. They were like, we need people like you. And I explained that I just don't want to be tied down right now. I want to support any candidate, regardless of party. That's what's important to me. Support the principled candidates, the people. If only you guys could see, I am using a bobblehead pig to hold my camera up on my stand just so that my camera doesn't wobble so much. The things we do when we're trying to make a video. I had taken all these notes, videos, everything when I was at the town little mini reporter almost, even though I have absolutely no experience in that. I love the quotes that Justin Amash used. I mean, they were so inspirational about ethics, doing the right thing. That's truly what he stands for. And he wants the American people to have the best. That's the thing. He cares about us. And not just to win elections. He'll make that clear. He doesn't care if you vote for him. He doesn't care if you don't like what he thinks. He wants to follow the Constitution. That's it. And that's what it should be. We need more lawmakers like him. He talked about tons of topics. So first, he talked about the Mueller Report, obviously, and his findings. He elaborated more and tried to share more points to help bring across his perspective. There were some MAGA people. There was one lady wearing a MAGA hat. People were booing her. And Justin Amash continued to say, please be respectful, everyone. And at one point in the audience, I was like, shh, because that's what we need to do. We need to listen to each other, or else we're just going to continue to create animosity with one another. Listen, even if what the other person's saying is stupid, they don't think it's stupid. And so if they know that you respect them, then maybe they'll trust you enough to actually believe your perspective. And that's how we can kind of bring them into the liberty world and show them that it's not what they think it is.
That's so typical that you boo me because I have a Make America Great hat on again. So really.
Let's all be respectful, please.
Yes.
Vice abuses, which is currently under investigation. And you called Agent A.G. Barr a liar without any proof.
There was also a guy who believed in the environment, someone talking about the opioid crisis. We had immigration, someone talking about healthcare. Justin talked about so many of the issues that I'm passionate about. He doesn't like tariffs, doesn't like subsidies. He's a big supporter of criminal justice reform. He also talked about minimum wage because somebody was asking about fair wages. He talked about vaccinations. There was a topic for everybody in that audience. I mean, he answered so many questions. At the end, it was like 7:15, and this one lady is like, you can't forget about me. So he ended up answering a few more questions even after that lady. He was so nice to keep going. He didn't care what time it was. That's what we need. We need someone who truly cares because he wants people to understand. The thing about the Mueller Report is that it is so complicated, and the entire constitutional process is so complicated. I need to read more books on the Constitution because it is something that is just so deep and hard to understand, and I think that's why people are so angry at Justin Amash, is because they just truly don't understand the knowledge that he has of the Constitution. I mean, it is beyond what most people know or will ever know unless you study the Constitution.
But I took my time to read it. I was very careful about it. You know, it was released right before the Easter holiday, so just before Good Friday and Easter holiday. And I'm Orthodox Christian, actually, so our Easter was the next week, so I had a whole other week of Holy Week. So I took my time. I didn't want to rush it. I wanted to read it carefully, read it thoughtfully, and come to the conclusion that would be based on the facts, not based on political affiliation. And it was very evident to me from the beginning that people were rushing to conclusions on both sides of the aisle, to be frank, because you had people making statements about it within hours after it was released. And it's a long report. It's 448 pages. Volume 1, it has more Russians in it than there are characters in Game of Thrones. So it takes a long time to get through that because you have to keep flipping back and forth to figure out who this person is and that person. So we're not saying when we proceed with impeachment, if that were to happen, that we are charging the president with criminal counts. It's not about criminality. So even though Mueller's report makes clear that there are elements that meet criminal standard, that's not what impeachment is about. The Constitution says high crimes and misdemeanors, and our founders meant that as someone who's violating the public trust, someone who's abusing power. They even thought things like maladministration might be impeachable. So someone just not doing their job very well. Now, I'm not sure I would take it that far. I think there are problems with taking it that far, just someone being really bad at their job. You can't obstruct justice in the whole investigation because you think one part has a problem. That's not the way our system works. Second of all, nobody has fought more against FISA abuse than me. Yeah. Nobody in Congress. And in fact, I'll tell you what happened when last time I fought against FISA abuse in a big way. I offered some legislation. And I'll read to you what happened. So this was when FISA 702 was coming out. And it was up for reauthorization. And now FISA 702 is way worse than the FISA we're talking about. So this FISA that's being discussed right now, that actually requires probable cause and a warrant. FISA 702 allows the government to gather your information, all of your information, communications, without any warrant, without any probable cause.
Right. Yep.
So FISA 702 is an extreme abuse of power, and the federal government has that power right now. And guess who signed it into law? President Trump.
I'm so thankful I went to the town hall tonight. I made some new friends. I made amazing memories. I'm so glad I have the videos and pictures to remember, and the tweets. I tweeted out while I was there. I'm really excited to volunteer for Justin Amash's campaign again. He's an amazing, amazing congressman.